What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, it's the 29th of May, 8 hours 23 minutes left in the day here, and we're down about 5% on the day so far, just below 24 cents, with a low all the way down at 23.7 cents. So we're basically right there where the low of the day was. It's very possible, not a financial advisor, it's very, very possible that if we don't find support here, that we find it very, very soon. We're right at this prior area of resistance here, where we could absolutely find support, whether it's down at the closing highs, whether it's at the wicking highs. We're in between that zone now. I think this is a perfect area to find support. It makes a whole lot of sense that we would. I wouldn't be surprised in the least at all if this was where we found support, but I am expecting that we go a little bit lower. That is my personal expectation. I think that we'll interact with the golden ratio here, see this 20 cent to 19 cent price. I don't think that it's this area of resistance that we're going to find support on rather than this area of resistance that we'll find support on. So we've got a little bit lower to go. That's my expectation, at least. If we're looking at this on a 4-hour time frame, maybe not. Let's look at this on a daily time frame, actually, just for now. We'll go to the 4-hour in just a second, but low to high here, you just got below your 236. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but you could take this with you anywhere if you're using fibs, okay? And I've got my fibs. Some people ask what every fib's different. You can set your own settings up, but the rules should be the same no matter what your settings are. I have my chart in log. Notice how if it's out of log, we're already below the 382. I have it in log, and then I double click my fib, scroll to the bottom. Fibs are based on log scale. Make sure that that's clicked if you want it to be like mine. Low to high, from the low on April 7th to the high that we just had on May 26th. The 382 is right here. Take this for any fib, right? Whenever you take a low to high, when you break below the 236 like this, if you wick below it, and when I say wick below it, I mean just barely like that, that's one thing. But if you're below it like this, it's a little bit more pronounced. Probably 95% of the time, and I'm not kidding. It's a very, very common thing. It's very unlikely to do anything else. You would at least, at a minimum, bare expectation would be the 382. 95% of the time, you see this kind of reaction with the 236. You either go here, sorry, not that low. You either go to the 382 and bounce, or you go lower. But you at least go here. In very strong movements up, you expect to find support at the 382. That's just normal stuff, normal behavior. If we're looking at Cookie DAO, speaking of normal behavior, from a high to a low, it's a 46% drop. That's right within the range of normality as far as drops go for Cookie DAO, even in uptrends. So, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. 23.8 cents. If anyone was asking me right now, if someone I knew in reality was like, what's a good coin to buy that I could buy right now that is going to do really well this cycle? Cookie DAO, right now. It's a great price to buy. You're below 24 cents. Are you kidding me? This is fantastic. Buy it up. Do it. Do it. Do it. You will not regret it. But if you wait like a day or two, maybe like 3 or 4 days, you also might not regret that as well. There's nothing wrong with getting in, and typically you would expect to go here 95% of the time, but what about that 5% where that's not true? What about the times where you're so bullish, you have other reasons to bounce, maybe ahead of schedule, and you do? You know what I mean? You're dealing with something here that could do a lot in the coming days, coming weeks, coming months as far as growth goes. From here, the drop that we're talking about is another 17% to the downside. It's very possible that happens. How can it drop 17%? I thought Cookie DAO was the strongest crypto ever. Well, it is pretty strong. It's doing pretty well for itself. It's just it's got to find a higher low. Every uptrend has higher lows and higher highs. That's just how it is. We're forming a higher low now. This is anything but bearish. And finding support here, whether it's here or it's 17% lower, we're finding support at good key structural areas. Now, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Another thing about the 382 is that typically whenever you go to the 382, in a strong endeavor, which we're in a strong endeavor now, you would expect direct support off of it. But sometimes, and actually most of the time, if you're not in a strong endeavor, if you're just in any kind of endeavor at all, typically you do expect to see a little wick below the 382 and then you close above it. A little wick below. It could even wick a little bit lower. Who knows? But I wouldn't be sad. All I'm saying is I wouldn't be scared. I wouldn't be shaking in my little bull boots if we went below 19.5 cents. It's okay. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Who cares? Good job for anybody who buys at those lows, And if we buy here, again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. The reason why I'm giving it a green light is because you never know, man. And this is a solid enough pullback. This also from a high to a low where we are now, 35.6%. That's pretty standard of a pullback for Cookie DAO, at least what we've seen in its history here. So between here and 19.5 cents, that's where I expect we go. I don't really have Any other expectations? I mean, I definitely do not expect that we go lower than that. I'd be flabbergasted if we were below 19 cents. But again, if we go a little bit below there, it's okay. But just nothing too crazy. I'd be flabbergasted if we close below there. Let's leave it at that. Daily RSI, double top in the RSI. We're probably going to come down to the 50 to find support. It would make a lot more sense to go to the 50 to find support. We probably don't stop here like we did last time. If we do, it'll just promote lower lows like it did last time. We're not finding support at this prior area of resistance like we did last time. We're below it right now, and I do suspect that we go lower. Let's look at the short-term time frames and just see if that agrees. Okay, 1 hour time frame here, looking at the RSI. 1 hour RSI is just now getting into the oversold area. We're breaking through this zone here. It looks, I feel like it looks very obvious that we're going down. Not even this Dragonfly 1 hour doji with added volume could save you. You're going down, guys. Someone bought here. Someone probably bought a lot here. And that's good for you, whoever you were. I think it's a great area to buy still, right? Don't let me discourage you, but maybe it's a good time to start DCAing too, all the way down. Maybe not even DCAing in the sense of once a week or once a day, but like layering. Layer out your orders. DCA in on your orders. Have your orders layered out all the way down and see what you come up with. Here you do have some bullish divergence of a look on the 1 hour time frame, but it's not bullish divergence until you get a green hour. Technically that was it there, but I don't think it is bullish divergence. I really do think that you're going to keep going lower. You're going to see this RSI probably come down to that area, which would reflect prices around 22 cents or lower. Yeah, 4 hour time frame here. And then who knows, maybe you do that exact thing. Maybe you do something exactly like this where you go down to the 22 cent area. You find a double bottom in your RSI. You kind of configure yourself. You start to form higher lows and higher highs now, right? But you still go a little bit lower. You get that higher low there with this lower low there. You're right at about 21 cents or 20 cents, something like that. And then that bullish divergence sends you through the roof, something like that, okay? 4 hour time frame, just a little peek into what I'm thinking here. 4 hour time frame looks pretty bearish as well. Getting toward, but not in that oversold zone yet. I don't know if you're going to get into it, but I would expect that you do. Maybe something just like that, like we did last time. That would make a lot of sense. But you're coming to the end of this downtrend, right? Typically, your downtrends, they end once you get oversold. That doesn't mean as soon as you get oversold that it ended. Look here. You got oversold here. Was it over? No, you still formed another lower high and another lower low. Was it over right there? No, you were still meandering. But typically, you expect your downtrends to end once you're in the oversold zone. This is not really typical where you got a downtrend here and then it ends before you hit the oversold zone. But hey, spade's a spade. You gotta accept it whenever it is an uptrend. Just like uptrends typically don't end until they're in their overbought zone. Typical, not always typical. You would expect this to end once it's in its oversold zone. And the 1 hour agrees. The 4 hour makes sense that it would go down there. So lower prices are expected indeed. Whenever it does come time to move higher, you guys, I went on a whole rampage on my last cookie DAO video, but I meant it, and I lost sleep over it, man. I was literally thinking, I'm like, why am I not more invested in cookie DAO? I was talking to myself about it, and cookie's a big part of my portfolio. It absolutely is, but I'm thinking about making it a bigger part because I really, really, really do believe. We look at here. We're dealing with something that, first off, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. What do I know? But this is $122 million in market cap valuation. It's seeing immense volume all the time. It's got the right narrative. It's got the right hype. It's got the curiosities of AI and stuff like that. It's a usable coin. Like you can actually go onto cookie.fun and use it to look up various things and keep up with the times and maybe even make money without paying anything, just using the ecosystem just to see what's hot and what people are saying about various things, and being in the know beyond just being on x.com. A lot of those posts and stuff are from x.com anyways, but it just helps refine things. $122 million right now. It's a low market cap, and it's going to go a little bit lower from here. I think this coin will see billions, tens of billions of dollars by the end of this cycle. At $12 billion, it's a 100x. Okay? Take whatever money you have, multiply it by 100, that's what you'll get. You'll get more than that probably with this thing. I wouldn't be surprised in the least. And again, what do I know? This is my third bull cycle. I've only seen this happen a few times. But coins like this, you see it happen every cycle, man. Multi-hundred X's, you do. You see coins like this go from 122 million to 12 billion, 20 billion, 40 billion, 60 billion dollars. And I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. 80 billion dollars, but it could. It could. And all you have to do is just buy and hold. And even if it underperforms, even if it does something that I wouldn't expect it to do, which is to see a market cap by the end of this cycle that's less than $20 billion, I would expect it at least hits $20 billion, if not more, by the end of the cycle. If it doesn't even do that, you're still getting immaculate growth. I would very much expect the average coin in this ecosystem is expected to do a 20 to 30x. Cookie's going to blow that out of the water. It's going to blow that out of the water. It's going to destroy that. We're going to see at least let's see. What would we at least expect to see? I mean, that's average, right? About a 30x or more, that's average. I would at least expect that we see a $20 price. And I believe I said that in my last video too. And already that's a 100x. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we went to $46, you guys. I wouldn't be surprised at all if by the end of the cycle, by the end of this year, 2025, Cookie was worth $100 or thereabouts. That's a 400x. Crazy potential in this thing, crazy potential. So is it a good time to buy here below 24 cents? I hope you can answer that yourself. But it wouldn't surprise me if you went a little bit lower. Let's finish this video real quick. Okay. One last thing, right? Amidst all the fibs, from a low here to a high there, we made sense out of 20 cents with this 382. Breaking below the 236 like this, it makes sense that you'd go down there, okay? With this high to low as well, you've also got another 382 right here. This 382 is at 18 cents. It's very common to go from your golden ratio down to your 382 or your 0.5 or somewhere in between. So that 382 lined up with that 382. This 382 is in between there. It makes sense to find support there. Your 3-day time frame rejected the overbought zone, so coming down a little bit, probably going to find support a little bit lower. Daily RSI is going to find support at the 50, so it makes sense you go lower. 4 hours going to get oversold. 1 hour is oversold and going to push lower as well. You're in a downtrend in the 1 hour RSI. Everything suggests that you're going lower, but you're very near the end of this move to the downside. I suspect that, and not financial advice, not a financial advisor, just because you come to an end of this downtrend here in the 1 hour time frame doesn't mean that you're moving up immediately. You'll probably move sideways, configure yourself, and then sometime over the weekend, if not sometime next week, you'll find your low. I think that it's going to be sometime this week. Sometime within the next 3 days, we'll find our low, and it'll be around 20 cents, but time will tell. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I hope everything's clear. I hope I made sense of things. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. And, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I think everybody in the crypto space should have at least 10% of their portfolio allocated to Cookie DAO. At least 10% should be allocated here. The more the merrier, but at least 10%. Why? Because 10%, if you 400x 10% of your portfolio, you're 40xing your portfolio, right? That's not bad. That's not bad. On a 10% whim, you could 40x your overall portfolio. Everything else, the 90% could screw up entirely. Go ahead and degenerate meme trade it. You'll still 40x your whole portfolio, even just buying and holding this thing. I'm not saying that it will 400x, right? I'm not saying it will get to $100. I'm just saying it could. The market cap checks out for that, but I really do think that something above 20 bucks, tens of dollars, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, even 100 bucks is possible. Even above 100 bucks is possible by the end of the cycle. So what are we doing talking about it, man? It's at 23 cents right now. Get some. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but the green light is here. It's going to be here until we're down to 20 cents, and it's going to be here until we're probably even above like 25 cents, something like that. But I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Take care. Bye-bye.